Beginning. The invitation to an alien world. My name is Eli Mercer, xenobiologist, Earth Expeditionary Corps. 3 months ago I was sent to the planet Velis, 9, home of the Vey'ari, a humanoid alien race known for their shimmering skin, ethereal voices, and strict matriarchal hierarchy. Our mission was diplomatic. Humanity's first cultural exchange with the Vey'ari Empire. The women ruled. The men were quiet, disciplined, and rarely spoke. My task was to study their social dynamics, to observe their rituals of bonding and selection. But I never expected to become part of one. The moment we arrived, I felt eyes on me. The Vey'ari women moved like living sculptures, tall, with luminous eyes that shifted color depending on mood. Their language flowed like song, and their presence commanded silence. On the 5th day of our visit, the High Consul, Lady Renera, made an announcement that silenced the entire hall. "Tomorrow begins the choosing," she declared. "Each Vey'ari woman of age will select her mate, one who shall share her essence and lineage." My translator device buzzed as I whispered to Captain Vance beside me. "A mating ritual?" He nodded slightly. "Observation only, Mercer. Stay quiet, stay out of their way." I intended to. I really did. Middle, the ceremony of choosing. The next evening, the great hall of the Vey'ari was alive with light. Crystalline structures floated in the air, glowing softly. 1,000 women stood in a circle, their eyes shimmering hues of silver, violet, and gold. We, the human delegation, stood near the edge, respectfully watching. I took notes on their biosignature displays, on the pheromone exchanges they emitted when selecting potential partners. Then something changed. The High Consul stepped forward and said, "For the first time, our choosing shall include our guests from Earth, so we may know if our blood and theirs can coexist." The crowd murmured, and my blood ran cold. Captain Vance looked at me sharply. "Eli, step back." But before I could move, Lady Renera's gaze swept the human line and paused on me. "Human," she said, her tone curious. "You are different." I swallowed. "Ma'am." Her eyes glowed a faint teal, interest. "You will stand among the circle." Every Vey'ari woman turned to look at me. Hundreds of eyes, glowing like stars, studied my face. My pulse raced as I stepped forward, surrounded by beings of unimaginable beauty and strength. The ritual began. One by one, the women approached their potential mates, touching foreheads, a gesture of selection. But then, something impossible happened. The first Vey'ari woman stopped in front of me. Her name, I later learned, was Celiana. She stared at me for a long moment, her skin shimmering pale gold. Then she said softly, "I choose this human." A murmur spread through the crowd. The High Consul tilted her head. "Noted." Then another woman stepped forward. And another. And another. Each one looked at me, some curiously, some with defiance, and said the same words. "I choose this human." Dozens of voices. Then hundreds. The room trembled with sound and disbelief. The other men, both human and Vey'ari, stood frozen. By the end of the ceremony, almost every Vey'ari woman in the hall had spoken the same words. Lady Renera raised her hand for silence. "You have all chosen the same one. The outsider." Her eyes locked onto mine. "Human, what have you done to them?" I don't know," I stammered. "I didn't do anything." But even as I said it, I realized something. The pheromone analyzer in my suit had been damaged earlier in the day. My biosignature might have been broadcasting uncontrolled. My natural human scent amplified in ways I couldn't detect. Whatever the reason, I was now the focus of an entire alien species mating ritual. The Alien Council's decision. The following day, I was summoned to the council chamber. The room shimmered with liquid light. Every counselor looked like they were carved from crystal and moonlight. Lady Rhaenyra sat at the center. "Eli Mercer of Earth," she began, "you have caused an anomaly in our selection. Our kind never agrees on one mate. Never." "It was an accident," I said quickly. "Some kind of pheromone issue or cross-species." "Silence." Her tone was cold but not angry. "We must understand the cause. Until then, you will remain among us." Captain Vance protested, but they ignored him. That evening, I was escorted to a chamber of soft white stone. A guard stood outside my door, and a holographic projection of Celiana appeared beside me. "You are not a prisoner," she said. "You are being studied." "Comforting," I muttered. She smiled faintly. "We don't mean harm. You've awakened something in us. Our instincts, they react to you as if you were compatible." "Compatible?" "Yes." She nodded. "Biologically, spiritually. Our energy harmonizes with yours." Sounded impossible. But when she extended her hand, I felt it. A low vibration like static and warmth all at once. Our skin didn't even touch, but light shimmered between us. Faint and blue, like electricity turned soft. "What is that?" "Yes." She smiled. "Connection." Whispers among the Vey'ari. Days passed. I was tested, questioned, and observed by scientists and priestesses alike. Some looked at me with fascination, others with suspicion. But the most surprising part, many Vey'ari women began to follow me, not in secret but openly. They brought offerings, crystalline flowers, strange fruits that glowed faintly in the dark. They would whisper in their melodic language as I walked through the halls. Celiana, always by my side, translated quietly. "They say you are the chosen frequency, the first human whose essence sings with ours." I didn't know what to do with that. I was a scientist, not a messiah. But when the High Consul summoned me again, things took a turn. "We have run simulations," she said. "If what we feel is true, our species may be capable of merging lineages with yours. It could end generations of sterility among the Vey'ari." "Wait," I said, shocked. "You're saying..." She nodded. "You may hold the key to our survival." The room fell silent. Then, almost shyly, Celiana spoke. "And yet, we all cannot have him." The council murmured. Lady Rhaenyra's gaze shifted between us. "Then we will see whom he chooses." Choice. That night, the hall filled once again with the glow of crystal and light. The choosing, they said, would continue, but this time I would choose. Hundreds of women stood before me. The air vibrated with color, their eyes shimmering with expectation. Celiana stood closest, calm but hopeful. I stepped forward, heart pounding. "You all believe I did something extraordinary," I began, my voice echoing in the chamber. "But all I did was speak to you, listen to you, treat you as equals, not enemies, not experiments." A ripple of emotion spread through the crowd. "Maybe that's what you were waiting for," I continued. "Not a signal or a genetic code, but understanding." Lady Rhaenyra nodded slowly. "Then speak your choice, human." I looked around the hall, at all of them radiant and alien and alive. And finally my eyes settled on Celiana. She had been the first to choose me, the first to believe. I walked toward her, took her hand, glowing faintly beneath mine, and said, "Then I choose the one who chose first." A low, melodic sound spread through the chamber, not disappointment but approval. The women bowed their heads. Celiana's eyes glowed bright gold as she whispered, "You've changed everything, Eli Mercer. Ending the human and the Vey'ari.